All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Michigan. Randy Sample, the rookie, and Vic Brown on the front row. Clay Kirchenbauer, Kirk Marble on the second row. Chad Ragsdale, and Eric Wilkowiak on the third row. Patrick Pieper and Garrett Korn on the fourth. Richard Cragen and Andy Wilkinson round out the top 10. Jacob Morgan starting in 11th, next to Colby Whipple in 12th. Jason McCall in 13th, Jade Briette in 14th, Cody Kennedy 15th, Kyle Reeder starting in 16th, Larry Waits in 17th, Edmund Jones in 18th, Bradley James in 19th, David Luck starts 20th. Austin Ruskoff, Brian Hewitt, Jerry Flippo, and Tyler Ott round out the 24-car field here tonight. Pretty impressive to see a rookie on the pole, and I have no idea what Patrick Pieper is doing. Patrick got back in line. I don't know what he was doing. I doubt he knows what he was doing. It is Pieper, after all. This is the legacy version of Michigan, the 2-mile D-shaped oval. It is bumpy, rough, abrasive. It will eat the tires and come back for more. Looks like they are going to delay the start. Hey, good evening, Timmy. Thanks for dropping by. Looks like there is going to be a delay to the green. I do not know what the cause is. Appears maybe Colby Whipple had to pull over and handle something. He is pulling back up to the field. Lights are out as they stack up and get ready to go green. As always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop into the comments. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight. Don't forget to hit that like, follow, subscribe, and most importantly, hit that share button. Invite your friends and family. A 100 laps here at Michigan. They can go 28 to 32 laps on a tank of fuel, although a lot of drivers said they can go right to the 30-lap mark. So 3 pit stops here tonight. Tire and fuel strategy will definitely be huge. As here they come out of turn 4. Pace car dives to pit road. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away in Michigan. Everybody, oh, we've already got some 3 wide back behind. As they come off into turn 1 and 2, Bradley James on the march. James has already picked up 3 spots into 16th. He is not afraid to go 3 wide early on. Up front, the rookie Randy Sample at the front as they battle back behind. More 3 wide battling as they come around to start lap 2. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Everybody settling in at the front, but back behind there was 2 rows of 3 wide. Bradley James sending it in any gap he can find. Bradley now up 5 spots. Ryan, you're late. Already 3 wide up ahead as well. Clay Kirchenbauer goes up the track. Looks like he might have got a little bit of a love tap. As we've got a battle for the lead, the rookie versus Vic Brown. And got one truck looking low back behind. It is Kirk Marble. I know that feeling, Ryan, believe me. As some of the drivers did predict, tonight could go green to checkered. But man, the way these guys are racing here in the early going, I'm surprised we ain't seen the yellow yet. Bradley James now up 7 spots into 12th. He is on the march, has been since the drop of the green. And last time by, James was the fastest truck on track. Cody Kennedy right on his bumper. Jacob Morgan slid up a little bit coming out of turn 2. Randy Sample was able to hold Vic Brown off, and Vic has drifted back to 6th. Now Eric Walkowiak up in 2nd, Kirk Marble in 3rd, Kirchenbauer in 4th. Garrett Korn now up 3 spots into 5th, as Vic Brown in 6th battles with Patrick Pieper and Chad Ragsdale. We've got a truck slow on the high side. And it was Bradley James that had a problem coming out of turn 2. See if we can see what happened with Bradley. Goes off into the turn. Oh, Cody Kennedy just drifts up. Gives him a little bump and sends him to the outside wall. Bradley James' early charge gets a big setback. Eric Walkowiak out front for the moment. Ryan, this is your home track. Who is your prediction to win tonight? Randy Sample in 2nd, now having to contend with Kirk Marble on the bottom. Marble easily slides by into second. Can he get to the lead? Harley Ray Quinn cheering on Cody Kennedy. Cody now 4 spots into 11th on the move. Kyle Reeder up 4 spots into 12th. Edmund Jones up 5 spots into 13th. And you can see from Walkowiak's front end just how bumpy this track is. Andy Wilkinson back behind in 9th. Let's ride along with him for a lap or two here as he comes down the backstretch. You see how much the truck is bouncing off into the turn. It gets even rougher. And a little bit loose as he comes out of turn 4, straightens it up down the front stretch. You see multiple grooves being used all around the track and really bumpy right there at the start-finish line. And really bumpy as they go off into turn 1. And you can see just how bumpy it is through 1 and 2. 3 and 4 tend to be a little bit smoother. But now they're 3 wide up ahead. Ryan McDaniel predicting Kirk Marble for the win tonight. Randy Sample, meanwhile, back up to the front. He is battling with Walkowiak for the lead. Clay Kirchenbauer back up in the mix in second. Kirk Marble still lurking in third. Randy Sample in fourth. Chad Ragsdale in fifth, battling with Garrett Korn. Wow, Korn gets way loose out of turn 4. With Pieper on his bumper. We talked about it during pre-race. These guys have talked all night about the back end feeling a little bit light out here tonight, and the aero loose could be a huge issue. When a truck pulls up behind you, gets under your spoiler, takes that air off the back end as you go off into or come out of a turn, the back of the truck will lose grip, and there you see Patrick slides up a bit. As Kirk Marble looks underneath Walkowiak for the lead. Oh, close call for Ragsdale. And I believe it was Garrett Korn. Ragsdale came down, gave just a wee bit of a tap. A very close call, but both drivers hold on to it and stay in the top 10. Cody Kennedy in 11th. Edmund Jones now to 12th. Kyle Reeder in 13th. Looks like this second group trying to get single file and work together, at least down the straightaways, to gain some ground on the group ahead. Kirk Marble has reclaimed the lead. We have had a lot of early lead changes here. But oftentimes in Michigan, and its sister track at Auto Club, it comes down to who can make their tires last the longest. Wow, Patrick Pieper made a dive from the high line down to the bottom, just inches in front of Walkowiak. And out of turn 2, Patrick Pieper tries to get a run on Kirchenbauer. Can't quite complete the pass yet. Meanwhile, back behind, 3 wide racing once again. Chad Ragsdale, Vic Brown, Garrett Korn, all involved. They settle back into 2 wide for the moment, but here they come again. Oh! Walkowiak is sideways. Vic Brown got a piece of it. Vic is still going. Walkowiak in trouble. They cleared the racing surface. There will not be a caution. Let's see what happened. Both drivers losing a lot of ground here. There's Walkowiak, and there's a little bit. He gets Arrow loose. Randy Sample had nowhere to go, just bumps him, sends him around. Watching from the blimp, I do not believe Walkowiak got any significant damage, but man, he lost a bunch of ground. Brings it to a stop. He did get going once again, but a huge setback for Eric. We're about 10 laps shy of our first round of stops. Kirk Marble, Clay Kirchenbauer, Patrick Pieper currently the top 3. Garrett Korn, Richard Cragen 4th and 5th. Andy Wilkinson at 6th. Edmund Jones now up 11 spots into 7th. Cody Kennedy up 7 spots into 8th. Randy Sample in 9th, Chad Ragsdale in 10th. And once again, quietly making his way through the field in the Hardee's truck, Tyler Ott of 13 spots into 11th. At the moment, Tyler Ott is the biggest mover of the night so far. Oh, and Tyler Ott just moved into 10th, now sets his sights on 9th place, Chad Ragsdale. Kirk Marble leads that top 3 at the moment. These 3 trying to put some space between them and the trucks back behind. Garrett Korn leads that second group about 1.1 seconds back. He's got Richard Craig and Andy Wilkinson and Edmund Jones with him. Edmund Jones now moves up into 6th. Pushing Wilkinson back into 7th, Kennedy in 8th. Chad Ragsdale in 9th, Tyler Ott in 10th. I did see several drivers practice pit road entry here today during their practice, but the question is, did they all get the practice in? This is one of those pit roads that's fairly easy to get onto, but it's also A pit road entry that can make you very overconfident. You can hit it wrong and go through into the wall. And we saw several trucks into the pit road wall during practice. As the drivers start getting ready for their first pit stop of the night, that wall has to be on their minds. And it looks like the rookie is in. Randy Sample is on pit road. Unlike Daytona and Talladega, coming in with help is not mandatory at Michigan, but it makes a big difference if you have somebody to work with coming off pit road. Patrick Pieper and Clay Kirchenbauer battling for second. Pieper has it. While they battled, Kirk Marble able to put a little space between them. That also allowed Garrett Korn, Richard Cragen, and Edmund Jones to pull closer. Colby Whipple has come to pit road as well. Looks like a few drivers are going to try short pitting here tonight. Randy Sample back on track, as is Colby Whipple. And Randy Sample has the fresh tires and is in the middle of traffic. We're about to get a demonstration of how big a difference 4 fresh Goodyears can be. It's worth noting that so far the drivers have lost almost 2 seconds a lap on these old tires. Kirk Marble's fastest lap, 39.56. Last time by, 41.27. Almost a full 2 seconds off the pace. Vic Brown, Jade Briette, Larry Waits are in. Riding along with Randy Sample on fresh tires. And man, you can really see the difference those tires can make. As Patrick Pieper, Kirk Marble, Richard Craig, and Jacob Morgan all on pit road. Clay Kirchenbauer stays out and assumes the lead. Edmund Jones now in second. Garrett Korn in third. Brian Hewitt, Eric Wolkowiak, Cody Kennedy, Jason McCall also on pit road. And here comes Kirchenbauer. Edmund stays out. And whoa, close call for Garrett Korn. David Lutz, Bradley James, Jerry Flippo, Kyle Reeder, all on pit road. Edmund Jones stays out, as does Chad Ragsdale and Austin Ruskoff. And wow, fresh tires flying by Ragsdale, top and bottom. Looks like Edmund is going to continue to stretch. Ragsdale's coming in. Ruskoff stays out. Well, Pete, of course it's all me, buddy. Edmund Edmund Jones and Austin Ruskoff still on track. They're the last two to come in. And it looks like Edmund is headed in. He'll give up the lead. Will Austin Ruskoff come in this time? He does. He ducks to pit road. And the lead likely to cycle back to Kirk Marble here in just a moment. Hey, good evening, William. Pete, I bet that is all sorts of fun. Kirk Marble now out front by 1.3 seconds over Patrick Pieper. The rookie Randy Sample in third. Richard Cragen in fourth. Vic Brown in fifth. Garrett Korn in sixth. Andy Wilkinson in seventh. Bradley James back up into eighth. Colby Whipple in ninth. Clay Kirchenbauer in 10th. And a three-wide battle back behind Jacob Morgan, Tyler Ott, David Lux. Just behind 11th place, Edmund Jones. Oh, yep, that was all. Nothing else new since that video, Pete. Bradley James in eighth. Colby Whipple in ninth at the moment. Remember, Whipple was in early. He might be attempting a slightly different strategy here tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Both Colby Whipple and Randy Sample came in earlier than the rest of the field by several laps. We did know that coming in that this would be a three-stop race. However, you can change up how you do the three stops and could make a huge difference. Most of the field doing their stops every 30 laps. But Randy Sample and Colby Whipple doing pit stops every 25 laps could make all the difference in the world. They will have the fresher tires longer. Bradley James now up 12 spots into 7th. Tyler Ott up 11 spots into 13th. They are the two biggest movers at the moment. After pit stops, we have seen the field break up just a bit more. There you can see on the track map, the field is starting to spread out. More and more space between each of the drivers as time goes on. Patrick Pieper, though, is closing in ever so slightly on Kirk Marble. Edmund Jones back in 10th. He was one of the last ones on pit road, so he has the freshest tires at the moment. Austin Ruskoff also back in 20th. He also came in at lap 30, stretching the fuel, and now is on fresh tires as well. And it does appear Cody Kennedy got a penalty while he was on pit road. It has sent him back to 24th. Edmund Jones, remember, fresher tires. He's cutting through the field. Now up into 8th, trying to get past Andy Wilkinson. Right behind, Chad Ragsdale and Richard Cragen battling it out. Edmund Jones now to 7th and sets his sights on 6th place, Bradley James. Good evening, Big Gene. How are you, buddy? I'm doing great tonight, man. Kirk Marble's lead holding about just shy of a second on Patrick Pieper. Garrett Korn back in 3rd, 5.5 seconds back. Vic Brown in 4th. No, Edmund now to 4th. No problem, Gene. Happy to, buddy. Edmund continues to cut through the field. He is now 0.8 of a second behind Garrett Korn in closing. Vic Brown trying to stay in the draft. Remember, Vic came in tonight 2nd in points behind Clay Kirchenbauer. Whoa, Clay, the whole group back behind checks up. Briefly 4 wide. It's been green flag so far, but man, that was a close one. Pete could be. The rookie here tonight, Randy Sample, still holds on to 8th. Yeah, Gene, that was close. Kirk Marble's lead starting to shrink. Pieper getting closer. Just about 0.8 of a second back, but he is starting to inch closer. Garrett Korn still at about 5.5 seconds behind. But here comes Edmund. Freshest tires on the track and on the move. Also on the freshest tires, Austin Ruskoff seems to have lost a lot of ground on pit road, but those fresh tires, he's gaining quickly on 19th place, Jason McCod. Jade Briette in 18th. Kyle Reeder in 17th, and Colby Whipple, who's drifted back to 16th. Edmund Jones still holds on to fourth, but off into 3 and 4. Looked like he was going to go low. Garrett Korn shuts the door for now. Korn is loose. Looks like another case of arrow loose. We have seen it a lot here tonight. Edmund Jones now scored in third. Hey, good evening, Andrew. Oh, Andrew, don't cheer on Edmund, please. Bradley James now up 14 spots into fifth, but Edmund Jones up 15 spots into third. These two drivers have marched their way through all of it tonight. And as we approach the halfway point without a caution yet, you got to be impressed. These guys have driven pit stops and done everything right to make themselves closer and closer to the front. And at the moment, Edmund Jones is the fastest car on track, but he is 5 seconds behind the battle for the lead. Meanwhile, Kirk Marble has started pulling away from Patrick yet again. Tyler Ott is now at 15 spots as well. He is up to 9th place. As we said earlier, Ott just quietly makes his way through the field all night, picking them off one at a time. Tyler Ott came into tonight 14th in points, and not sure how the heck that happened. He's had some epic runs all season long. And folks, Colby Whipple is on pit road. Folks, don't forget, next Wednesday night, they take the trucks dirt racing at Eldora. The next few weeks, the final 5 weeks, we see him at Eldora, Chicagoland, iRacing Super Speedway, my personal favorite. Richmond, on May 21st, we have the All-Star Race at Charlotte, and finish the season May 28th at Homestead. As close as the points are, and for some of these points battles, the next 5 weeks are going to be crucial for everybody. Jade Briette has come to pit road as well. Gina, Chicago Street Circuit, I think it's kind of a pointless track. Cody Kennedy has had a problem back behind. There's Cody coming through 1 and 2. Dives it off into turn 1. Going up the track. That is Colby. It picked up the wrong driver. Hang on. There's Cody. Wow, he is loose out of 4. He's just helping the guys that take care of the grass. Give it a little mow. Does save it, gets it back up on the track. No harm, no foul. And the leader is on pit road. Kirk Marble, Patrick Pieper, both in. This is a little bit early for those two. Chad Ragsdale, Richard Craig, and Jacob Morgan also in. Clay Kirchenbauer, Randy Sample have just completed their stops along with Jerry Flippo and Kyle Reeder. Gene, I will say the Chicago Street Circuit has some fun parts to it, but a lot of it's just 90-degree straightaway, 90-degree turn, straightaway, 90-degree turn. And stock cars on a street circuit is just not a great idea. Edmund Jones has the lead over Bradley James and Andy Wilkinson. Austin Ruskoff is now up into 4th. Remember, Ruskoff and Edmund stretched the fuel to lap 30 on that first run, so we likely will not see them in until lap 60. Bradley James gives up 3rd. He is on pit road. Andy Wilkinson in 2nd, should be in any time. Edmund continuing to stay out. Looks like Andy is setting up. He is coming in. Eric Walkowiak has just completed his pit stop. Looking through the field, it looks like it's just going to be Edmund Jones and Austin Ruskoff left to pit. And we're likely not going to see them in for another 3 to 4 laps. Just past the halfway mark, still green racing so far. You see the difference the fresh tires are making as Edmund Jones watches everybody blow by on fresh tires. Remember, he is stretching that fuel and stretching the tires. He's got to let the strategy play out because the strategy has put him up front by a lot. Cody Kennedy is on pit road. Cody already on his way back out. Currently in 19th. He is having a rough night. It appeared Cody got a penalty on his first stop. Lost a lot of ground. We saw him get loose a little bit ago. Went through the infield. He's still fighting his way back and is now up into 19th. Nope, sorry, 20th. And we should see Edmund Jones and Austin Ruskoff on pit road next time. Edmund stays out yet again. I guess they can make it about another lap. Will Ruskoff come in? Nope, he is going to stretch it one more lap. We know Austin knows how to save fuel. And surprisingly, Edmund sticks it out another lap. Austin is coming in. Now the question is, does Edmund have enough fuel to make it back to pit road? He will get a little bit of a draft off the trucks around him. Should help him out. Kirk Marble back in second, is closing in. And here he comes. Edmund is in for his second stop. Kirk Marble will come around and reclaim the lead. And guess what? He is 1 second from Pieper yet again. Eric Walkowiak a lap down right there with Pieper. He needs to have Bob Ross paint him some happy little afterburners to get him to back on the lead lap, and Walkowiak blinking. Edmund Jones is back, coming back out on track. And as he comes up to speed, let's go through the field, see where your favorite driver is. Kirk Marble out front by just over a second on Patrick Pieper. Garrett Korn still holds on in third. Clay Kirchenbauer, the points leader, right now in fourth place. Bradley James having another epic charge tonight, up 14 spots into fifth. Tyler Ott continues sneaking his way through the field. Ott now up 18 spots into sixth. Vic Brown currently runs in seventh. He needs to get ahead of Clay to stay in the championship hunt. David Lux now at 12 spots into 8. Richard Cragen started in ninth and is rolling in ninth, having another consistent run. The rookie Randy Sample still holding on in 10th. He qualified on the pole and has shown a lot of speed all night long. Jerry Flippo currently in 11th of 12 spots. It appears the Mountain Dew trucks have a little something extra tonight. Andy Wilkinson currently rolls in 12th. Jacob Morgan was fastest in practice, but currently in 13th. Kyle Reeder battling with Morgan now for 13th. And Colby Whipple closing in from behind. Colby currently in 15th. Edmund Jones in 16th after his pit stop. Jade Briette in 17th. Cody Kennedy, we mentioned him having a rough night, currently in 18th, fighting his way back toward the front. Austin Ruskoff currently in 19th. Austin, in addition to Edmund, on the freshest tires on track. Jason McCall currently in 20th. Eric Wolkowiak having a rough night back in 21st. Brian Hewitt was having technical difficulties earlier on. He thought he had them resolved, but currently he runs in 22nd. Larry Waits holds on to 23rd. Chad Ragsdale out of the race in 24th. No cautions yet. Only one car out of the race. 20 drivers still in the lead lap. But it does look like Kirk Marble about to catch up to some lap traffic. Kirk about to put a few more trucks a lap down as he pulls away from Patrick Pieper. Pieper even has help from Wolkowiak, but they just cannot catch up with Kirk. Kirk had a big blink. Kirk may have just lost connection. Patrick Pieper has the lead. Kirk Marble has lost connection. What a gut punch for Kirk Marble. Wait a minute. It ain't over yet. Kirk Marble is still somewhat connected. He's still on the track, and he is back. I have never seen a driver disappear that long and come back. I know there's storms all over the country tonight. Likely what is impacting Kirk. Kirk is still blinking, but he is still in the lead. Although it does appear Patrick Pieper smells blood in the water, as Pieper is closing in. And folks, we have just 29 laps to go. Everybody is within their fuel window. We could see pit stop start at any moment. Garrett Korn back in third as Clay right behind in fourth. Bradley James in fifth, closing in. Edmund Jones is not getting through the field as quickly as he did after his first stop. Edmund currently holds on in 12th. Points leader Clay Kirchheimer currently in fourth and is keeping second in points Vic Brown in his mirror. Jeff, I don't know that he was close enough to get any draft, but you're absolutely right. When the car disappears, iRacing does not read the physics, so people behind will not get a draft, and he'll not get a draft from the car ahead. And here we go. Kirk, we saw this at Indy. Kirk is really big on breaking the draft of the drivers behind. We saw him do it at Indy, back and forth 3 times down the straightaway on some laps. Clay Kirchenbauer is on pit road. He's the first in for final stops. Now we have multiple strategies playing out. Jade Briette, Jacob Morgan, Kyle Reeder all in. Some of these drivers can go to lap 90 before they hit pit road and could have a very short, quick pit stop as Bradley James is in. Andy Wilkinson also on pit road. And here he comes. Kirk Marble is on pit road for his final stop. Patrick Pieper stays out and assumes the lead. Tyler Ott, David Lux, Garrett Korn, Jerry Flippo all in. Jeff, how are you doing tonight, buddy? Edmund Jones now in third. Remember, he can go to lap 90 before he pits. However, I just don't know how that strategy will work. If he takes fuel only, he'll get beat on tires. But if he takes 4 tires, they will beat him on track. It's definitely going to be an interesting finish to the race. Patrick Pieper is in along with Richard Craig and Randy Sample and Colby Whipple. Vic Brown still out. Edmund Jones, Austin Ruskoff still on track. Kirk Marble, having completed his pit stop, now in 4th. And looks like he's got a bit of a gap on Patrick Pieper after the pit stops. I forgot you work evenings, Jeff. Although, Jeff, I do imagine my job is much, much easier than anything you're doing. Kirk Marble back and forth. Edmund Jones is coming in, his final stop. Kirk Marble just 2.6 seconds behind Austin. Austin has not come in yet. And it looks like Ruskoff is going to stay out. Vic Brown leads at the moment. Picking up those much needed bonus points here. Kirk Marble almost to Ruskoff's bumper. Edmund Jones, after his stop, comes out in 12th. He is going to lose some ground. How much can he make up in the next 20? Oh, you're in New Zealand, aren't you, Jeff? Vic Brown is headed to pit road. And the lead will cycle back to Kirk Marble as he comes to get 20 to go. Austin Ruskoff has finally come in. Kirk Marble to the lead. Patrick Pieper in second, 5.2 seconds back. Oh, my bad, Jeff. I did the math wrong. Bradley James is now in third. Clay Kirchenbauer in fourth. Let's do a quick rundown where everybody is. Kirk Marble out front by 5.3 seconds over Pieper. Bradley James holds on to third at the moment. What a run he has had, up 16 spots, but has Clay in fourth on his bumper. Tyler Ott currently running in fifth. Ott has picked up 19 spots so far tonight. David Lux in sixth, also up 14 spots. Garrett Korn currently in seventh. Richard Cragen now in eighth. Andy Wilkinson in ninth. And Edmund Jones in 10th. Edmund also just set the fastest lap of the race. The rookie Randy Sample in 11th. Jerry Flippo in 12th, up 11 spots. Vic Brown has lost a lot of ground. He is back to 13th. Jacob Morgan in 14th. Kyle Reeder in 15th. Jade Briette in 16th. Colby Whipple in 17th. Cody Kennedy in 18th. Austin Ruskoff in 19th. And Eric Wolkowiak in 20th. Brian Hewitt, 21st. Jason McCaw, 22nd. Larry Waits in 23rd. Chad Ragsdale out of the race. Travis, it's a league race, so you don't have to have any particular license. Dang, Ryan, you definitely have a shot at the top three. I didn't even realize it. Kirk Marble in heavy lap traffic. But one of those lap cars is Cody Kennedy. And Cody's going to make sure and help Kirk. He jumps up top. Let's Kirk down to the bottom. Oh, Cody Kennedy got the wall out of two. Colby Whipple trying to fight Kirk Marble to stay on the lead lap in 17th. Colby pulls ahead. Cody slides in behind. Kirk having to battle with lap cars here with 14 to go. Colby does have slightly fresher tires than Kirk. He is pulling a little bit of a gap. But not for long. Kirk back on the attack. And things are getting awfully close. Speaking of close, Edmund Jones is now up into 7th. And the rookie, Randy Sample, continues to follow him through and into 8th. David Lux in 6th, about 3.5 seconds ahead of Edmund. And talk about Tyler Ott once again having an amazing run. I made a note of it last week to make sure we talked about Tyler. He is a driver that you never talk about him. He struggles in qualifying. By the end of the race, he is up there in contention in the top 10, usually in the top 5. Tyler Ott just quietly walks his way through the field. And at the end of the night, he is up toward the front. Tyler Ott is gaining ground on Clay Kirchenbauer and Bradley James. Boy, wouldn't it be something if Ott could get on the podium tonight? We could get a word with him about how well he sneaks through the field. Kirk Marble out front now has a 5-second lead on Pieper. Edmund Jones continuing to try and reel in David Lux, now just 2.6 seconds back. And if he catches this group, Edmund could get as high as 3rd. Patrick Pieper 5 seconds back in 2nd, gaining no ground as they get 10 laps to go at Michigan. Kirk coming down, whoa, Cody gets the wall. We've got one through the grass. Larry Waits just went for a ride through the grass. Let's see if we can see what happened to Larry. There's Larry back behind Cody. As they come out of 4. Oh, looks like Larry just got low trying to avoid Cody Kennedy. Just barely kissed the edge of the grass and keeps her going. Kirk Marble coming around to 7 to go, still has a 5-second lead. Tyler Ott in 5th has caught the bumper of Clay Kirchenbauer. Ott does have fresher tires than the 2 trucks ahead. David Lux still holds on to 6, but Edmund Jones 1 1/4. Cal Edmund was out of shape. You can definitely tell he's pushing it to the limit. Edmond now just 1.3 seconds behind Lux. Six laps to go for Kirk Marble. This would be Kirk's third win of the season. And with Vic Brown back in seventh, the top three in points could get a whole lot tighter. Austin Ruskoff something is wrong with Ruskoff. We're not sure what. Looks like Ruskoff was slow out of four. Aimed for pit road. I have to think he had a drive-through penalty for something. Let's see if he hit his pit stall. I don't believe he did. I had no idea what happened with Austin, but that has sent him way back to 21st. Blake Kirchenbauer still holding on to fourth. Something is wrong with Marble. Kirk Marble, what in the world? Out of 1 and 2, he was slow. It looks like he has hit the wall. Let's see if we can see what happened with the guy that dominated all night long off into 1 and 2. Did he just get too much coming out of turn 2 and gets the wall? Down the back straightaway into turn 3. Kirk Marble has taken it to pit road. He gets, oh, he got loose out of 4. He kissed that outside. And it looks like he tapped the wall there coming into turn 1. So Patrick Pieper now has the lead as he comes through 3 and 4. And here we go. White flag flies one more time around for Patrick Pieper. Pieper looked like he was relegated to second place until Kirk Marble had a problem late in it. Kirk Marble has taken it to pit road. He has dropped way back and Pieper out front. As the battle is on back behind for second, Bradley James has taken it. And here comes Patrick Pieper. He will win at Michigan. Oh, Clay is in the wall. Bradley James will come home in second. Clay finishes third by a nose. And what a heartbreak for Kirk Marble. Marble. See if we can get a word with Kirk. Kirk, what happened? What was the setback? So Colby gave you a bit of a kiss there and put you in the wall in turn 2, I take it. Ah, I got you. Well, man, you definitely dominated tonight. Just late race problems sending you to pit road, but man, what a performance. Great job, buddy. Yeah, right. Blame Ryan. He said he cursed you. All right, great job, buddy. Kirk Marble, after the late race setback, comes home in 17th. Clay Kirchenbauer coming home in 3rd. Clay on the podium once again, and man, you're having quite a season this year. Well, man, still a great overall night, and of course, a huge points night. You finish in front of Vic and extend your lead. Congratulations. Bradley James comes home in 2nd and almost the biggest mover. Bradley, we have seen you come from the back multiple times this season only to get caught up in somebody else's mess. Tonight you charged through the field and nobody touched you.
No contact in the beginning, but I drove it back through there.
Man, you did an amazing job tonight. Like I said, we've seen you charging forward all season, but that was one heck of a run tonight. And you come through 17 spots. If you ever figure out how to qualify, you're going to be untouchable.
Tell me about it, man. I just cannot get the qualifying down for some reason.
Well, man, still a heck of a run tonight.
Yeah, hopefully I'll find victory lane for the season's over, but we'll see.
I'm sure you will, man. Great job.
All right. Take it easy.
And finally, our winner, Patrick Pieper. Patrick, you came home in victory lane after it looked like after that last pit stop, you were just going to come home in 2nd.
Yeah, you know, after that second run, I had a lot of help from Eric trying to push me up to get to Kirk. Even with the help with Eric from behind, I didn't know how much I really had for Kirk. And my main concern at that point was just not speeding on pit road, so I had a really conservative entry. I actually overshot my box, and I wanted to take a little bit more fuel just in case auto fuel was wrong. So at that point, I was really content with 2nd, and I was just riding it out there, and then I heard Colby over the Discord saying to Kirk, like, I really wish this was for position right now, and then I heard something go awry, and then I saw Kirk just dropping like a rock, and I couldn't really believe it because that's my first oval win in C12 in almost 4 years now I was talking about. So, yeah, I mean, it's not really the way that I wanted to win because, like I said, I was pretty content with finishing 2nd, but I'll take it. I just felt like all night, I was running solid. I didn't even know if I had top 3 for, at the start of the race because I only qualified 7th. But I was nailing my pit entries those first few stops, and then I saw that gap, and I saw everything spread out, and I figured that's the way it was going to end. But, yeah, it's tough for Kirk, but I'm happy with the win. It's a good points night, and like I said, it gets the monkey off my back for getting an oval win in this league. So,
well, you dominate the road back in victory lane on an oval. Congratulations.
All right, thanks a lot, Doug.
Patrick Pieper gets the win after a late race incident. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern, Home Motorsports is back. Tomorrow afternoon, we will draw for the anybody who has saw it on our Facebook. We are giving away the DLCs for the new Missouri DLC for American Truck Sim. And you can bet tomorrow night, when the convoy takes to the road, they will be exploring the new areas. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.